Hey guys, it's JJ. Welcome back to the Laredo State Dynasty, where we have just finished the first off-season and we are now getting into Season 2 in the Sunbelt Conference. First season didn't go that well. We won a few games, not too many, but anyway, this is going to be the recruiting board here. A couple quarterbacks on the board. I want to recruit one this year. I want to recruit one running back. I want to recruit ideally 2 receivers, maybe 3, depending on how the season plays out, how good our receivers look like. Then we are going to recruit a tight end. The thing is, I already recruited one. That was not planned, but he insta-committed when I offered the scholarship. So Emmanuel Epinesa, welcome to the team. So probably don't need any tight ends, I hope. Gonna be recruiting a couple tackles. The entire board is made up of 4 and 3 stars. I think there's a couple 5 stars on here, but mostly 4 stars, and then fill the rest out with 3 stars. I want to get probably 2, maybe 3 offensive linemen, and there is a couple 4 stars there. For edge rushers, I want to get a couple of those as well. Probably even just 1 and maybe 1 or 2 defensive tackles. Don't know exactly, but we'll see what all of them look like. And then 2 linebackers, one of which has already been committed, an insta commit by Parizo, so he's going to be here. And then I want to recruit a 5-star corner. I'm gonna try my best. I also want to have one of the 4-star corners. And then from the safeties, there were no 4-star safeties that we could go after with our recruiting limits. So only 3 stars on the board, but I want to get 1, maybe 2, depending on how the secondary looks. And we're gonna start the season with a rivalry game against Texas Tech. The Red Raiders, definitely the better team. They are constructed very well in the trenches. A bunch of good O-linemen and front 7 players. So definitely something to be scared about on that front. The Red Raiders are quarterbacked by Will Hammond, a senior quarterback, 6'2", 200 pounds, out of Austin, Texas. And man, he's one of their best players on the team, and he looks like it too. Those short accuracy, medium, deep accuracies, they look great. The throw power could be a little better, but 89 should be enough. Not mobile, so if we keep him in the pocket, I think we're gonna be able to take him down as long as the coverage holds up. Top running back is John Randall, a former 4-star recruit with very good elusiveness. The power not there at all, but he's a very thin running back, so that's not surprising. 91 speed, 96 acceleration, very good, at least against our defense. LJ Johnson is their top receiver, wears number 21. That looks pretty disgusting, but can't change anything about it right now. The hands look pretty good, not crazy good or anything. He's a very good route runner, and he has lots of speed. So LJ Johnson is somebody to look out for. Number 2 receiver is going to be TJ West, wears number 11, 6'1", 200 pounds, out of Houston, Texas, and not a great route runner. So I hope we can keep him in check, but he has very good hands. He is probably going to catch everything thrown his way, and he also knows how to break some tackles. So TJ West, somebody to look out for after the catch. Athleticism is okay, not good. For the O-line, there is an 88 overall left tackle, and they have a 79 overall left guard, so there may be an opportunity for our interior defensive linemen. The center is an 81 overall, the right guard is an 88 overall, and the right tackle 85. So this O-line looks pretty good, but the left guard center combo, that might be a place where we look to do some damage, hopefully. They have recruited Jamie Polanco, a former 5-star edge rusher, to be their number 1 off the edge. 88 finesse moves, 79 power moves. He doesn't have much strength or anything, but I mean, 81 is good enough, and 73 block shot is not crazy good either, but he's a very good athlete. He's very fast, so if he gets around the edge, man, he's gonna do some damage. The other good edge rusher they've got is Braylon Rigsby, and he has 99 block shooting, so hopefully we won't have to run to his side too much. 82 power moves, looks pretty good. 76 finesse moves, not too shabby. Solid strength, nothing crazy. Jaden Cofield is in the middle of this defense, where's number 51, and I feel like he's going to be an issue for us. 84 block shedding, 95 tackle, along with 91 strength. Against our O-line, that should do plenty of damage. Our O-line, while it might be solid, against Texas Tech, this is a Big 12 team, right? So don't have too much high hopes or anything. The middle linebacker on this team is John Curry, a senior former 2-star, and he looks unreal. 89 zone coverage, 82 man coverage, 91 awareness, 87 play rec. He looks unreal. He has honestly no weakness apart from athleticism and maybe block shedding. That doesn't look great either, but very good linebacker. The second linebacker they have is Mikael Dingle, who was a former 3-star, and he's also a coverage guy. With more than enough run-stopping ability. His awareness is not quite as high, but he's still a very good player. Lots of strength and hit power. He can even rush the passer a little bit. That 60 block shedding, however, not great. He is a good athlete, though. Isaiah Collins is their number 1 corner. Former 3-star, 6'3", 190 out of Huntsville, Texas. 95 zone coverage. I think that's enough said, right? He is great. He's also very solid with his hands, a great athlete. The only knock on him is the man coverage. But I'm assuming this doesn't hurt him too much because most teams run zone anyway. Cedric Craig, 6'1", 185 out of Houston, Texas. Former 4-star recruit, is their number 2 corner. 86 man coverage, 80 press, 83 catching, and the zone coverage is even better. Very much afraid of the secondary, especially with those 2 corners. The linebacking unit is also very good in coverage. Throwing it over the middle and into the flats and stuff, that's going to be basically impossible. So far, we have not played Texas Tech, but that's okay. We're going to have our first game here. And as you can see on the matchup summary on the top right corner, we are not quite as good as them, but we should have a chance as long as we keep it together. And we're going to kick the season off here with Tavares Cerdeño, the receiver turned running back, being the kick returner here. Top target on the offense is apparently Juan Rivero. He doesn't really have the speed to be a downfield threat, but he should be a pretty solid receiving tight end. And that's him in action, and he drops the first one. That's going to be a punt, 3 and out for Laredo State. And Texas Tech is going to get on the field with their offense now. 17 yards for Will Hammond on that one. 1st and 10. Hammond motions across the tight end and is going to have a play action shot and right down the seam. Oh my god, this is a pretty bad start already for the Ocelots. And they're going to run it now, and that is a little bit too easy. 9 yards with a wide open running lane. Texas Tech moving the ball down the field, and now they're in the red zone. And Hammond throws it, touchdown into the end zone. That is the number 1 receiver. I forgot his name. LJ Johnson. Kid looks great, and he shows it off there at the back pylon. Great play. Wayne Estrada hands it off to Tavares Cerdeño with a nice juke. He gets to the right side and gets 9 yards on the play. Now it's 2nd and 8 a few plays later, and Cerdeño is the handoff, is the recipient of the handoff again, and he gets a nice first down run on that one too. Now John Suarez checks in, and he's going to run it up the middle. He has a nice rushing lane. Gets about 8 yards on the play, make this a 3rd and 2. A little bit easier. They get the first down eventually, and a few plays later, it is 3rd and 5, and Vela couldn't fall ahead for the first down. So 4th and 1, they got to go for it, and it's a long yard. They're going to run it, and Suarez has lots of space. 12 yards on the play. And the Ocelots are in business. This is field goal range. This is also, by the way, a home game. So good chance here for Laredo State to maybe do some damage. Cerdeno with a nice run to the first down. Now 3rd and 6. Close bunch to the right. Estrada throws it, end zone, incomplete. It's knocked away from Jaquez Lara. Adrian Wilson on the deflection, and now 4th and 6, and they get somebody to jump, so they take the free play, they run it back, and this is going to be a catch made. Not into the end zone, though, but it is a first down, and they can just decline the penalty, take the first down, and have 3 downs to punch it in from the 1-yard line. Estrada is going to hand it off, and that's going to be a touchdown, John Suarez. Ocelots on the board for the first time this season. The game is tied at 7, and the offense finally find their groove after they went 3 and out on their first possession. And now Texas Tech will get the ball back. They are ranked, preseason ranked. They look pretty good so far. So let's try to stop him as Will Hammond is going to throw it down the field. And this one's going to be incomplete. Great coverage by, I think that was Brian Alonso, the number 1 corner. So they have to get off the field after a 3 and out. And Estrada has a 0 blitz. And this one is going to be incomplete. Oh, man, that's not great. That's going to be punt right back, and can't capitalize on the stop that the defense created on the Texas Tech offense, and now Texas Tech is back on the field with their offense. Hammond is pressured and the ball falls incomplete as he is hit during the throwing motion. That's going to be another punt, and very defensive football game so far. We are also only 3.5 minutes away from halftime now. And this looks like another 3 and out. Ocelots can't get the ball moving either. Texas Tech back on the field. Let's try if they can move the ball. And the cross midfield, that's the tight end. First down and a lot more after that as Hammond has this offense moving closer to field goal range now. And he throws it to the sideline. That's caught. And another first down. They move the chains again. And this is now definitely field goal range, as Will Hammond is getting pressured here. 6-man rush, and this one is not going to go over well as the defense gets in there and creates a massive sack. 3 people right in the backfield, and now they throw it to the outside, and they get about 15 yards back to their number 2 receiver, TJ West, but it is a 4th down. Those 15 yards, however, make this one a makeable field goal, which is good right down the middle by Texas Tech. They take a 10-7 lead. And now there's 40 seconds on the clock, and Estrada is going to be sacked immediately. There is just nowhere to go. This Texas Tech defense looks really strong, and they have to punt it away. And the game ends here, or like the half ends here, on a 10-7 lead for Texas Tech. So far, they have been the better team. As you can see, as the average yards per play there in the middle, 3.2 only for Laredo State. And now, to make matters worse, Texas Tech gets the ball to start the second half, and they throw it to LJ Johnson, their number 1 receiver, who gets a massive completion out of this. Some nice blocking there occurring. 3rd and 10 now. This is going to be a tough one. Will Hammond, he's pressured. He gets it away, and it's caught, but shy of the sticks. TJ West, about 4 yards shy. So they have to punt it away, and the Ocelots defense gets off the field. And now John Suarez gets an 8-yard run. Falling ahead, nice running. Now 3 tight ends on the field. Jaquez Lara isolated left, and Suarez gets another 9-yard gain. Very good running so far. 2nd and 4. Estrada is gonna throw it down the seam, and it's caught. That's Jaquez Lara on the catch, and that is a massive completion as Texas Tech allows them to get into field goal range here in their own home stadium. 1st down and 10. Estrada hands it off. Cerdeno follows his lead blocker. He gets about 8 yards as he's held up there. 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line, and Estrada is going to hand it off. Cerdeno into the end zone. Touchdown, Laredo State, and the fans are going berserk. Ocelots take the lead against their rivals, who are ranked 14-10. Here's an upset alert. We have about 2.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, and Hammond is going to throw it over the middle, but he throws into his own lineman's head. And that's going to be a 3-and-out for the Texas Tech offense. And now, what is Laredo State going to do? They're going to throw it here to the outside, and that's incomplete as well. Knocked down by linebacker Devin Mooney. First down and 10 after that punt for the Texas Tech Red Raiders. And they get a first down out of this one, 11 yards. And finally, somebody moving the chains again. 2nd and 12. Now Hammond is going to hand it off to his running back, and there's a massive lane. And now we have an injury on the play as well, as we have a 9-yard gain there for Texas Tech. But Dave Santos, the leader of that defense, is out for now. And we're going to have a first down run here by the Texas Tech offense. They ran it straight at where Dave Santos' replacement is playing. And now they're going to dump it over the middle. That's going to be yet another first down completion. And now they're across midfield. 3rd and 9 for Will Hammond. And they are going to throw it. And no, they're not going to throw it. This is going to be a sack. Valdez, the first one there. But Kelvin Leyva also shows up, and defensive tackle. They have to punt it away after that one because it knocked them out of any field goal range. They weren't even there yet, but they were knocked back into their own territory on that sack. So that's not good. 3rd and 7 for Wayne Estrada. Nobody jumps. And they are going to throw it here. That's going to be complete. Lara with a 9-yard gain gets the first down. 3rd and 2 now. Trying to cross midfield. They get somebody to jump this time. And nowhere to go for Suarez, but he somehow gets free. And he gets the first down, and they can just decline this penalty as Suarez has a miraculous run. He would have been, tackled for a loss if he hadn't fought back out of there. First down and 10 now across midfield, and Estrada is going to hand it off to Cerdeno, and he gets about 8 yards on the play and crosses 70 rushing yards on the day. And we're at the 2-minute warning now. On this drive, they have ran off several minutes, almost the entire fourth quarter, and now they run it with Nick Vasquez. And that is not going to be enough for a first down. Timeout taken by the Red Raiders. 2nd and 6. Vasquez is still the back, 2 tight ends to the left, plus the fullback, and nowhere to go. They knew exactly where the ball was going. And Texas Tech is taking another timeout. 3rd and 6. You're going to run it here or what? They are going to hand it off on the delayed give, but that's not going anywhere. So Daniel loses yardage, and they were not in field goal range, so that's going to be a punt. 4-point game. Still 14-10, and they get it out there to TJ West. Texas Tech back on offense, and already cooking is Will Hammond. Now they go empty backfield, trips to the left, twins to the right, and they get it away. And there's going to be a fumble, and Laredo State is going to recover. What a play for the defense. Emmanuel Valdez with the fumble recovery. And Texas Tech might be heartbroken here. They do not have any timeouts anymore. If this one stands, the game is over. What a fumble by Dave Santos, the linebacker that was injured earlier. He was able to recover in the fourth quarter while the offense ran down the field and wasted all that time. And the fumble stands. They kneel out the clock, and Laredo State takes a win against their rivals, Texas Tech. Unreal stuff here. That was a very good performance. We get John Suarez with a really nice day on the ground. Not quite 4 yards a carry, but it was a very solid day. Wayne Estrada didn't really have to do too much. We had a lot of third downs that were very long because we couldn't really run the ball that well. So a few long third downs make that completion percentage appear pretty badly, but I think Estrada played a fine game. He did what he had to do, and on third down he usually got sacked or at least hit while throwing. Now, we didn't get over 4 yards a carry with any running back in this game, but we were able to run down a lot of the clock in the fourth quarter, and that was very valuable. Lara played pretty well. Machado had the most targets, but he also had 2 drops, and that was pretty disappointing to see. We didn't really pass it that much, so no surprise that there is no crazy yardage for them. For Texas Tech, man, we could not stop TJ West on the outside there. The secondary looks pretty bad on that side. LJ Johnson had the 1 touchdown in the end zone there at the back pylon. That was pretty good, but Texas Tech didn't really get it going after that. We had a lot of 3-and-outs forced, a lot of drives that stalled at around midfield for both teams, honestly, but also for Texas Tech. This win, obviously, is definitely made possible only by the defense. Valdez, Sanchez, Calcaterra, Leiva, Santos, all of them in the backfield. We had a couple more defensive tackles show up for pressures that didn't register as sacks. Didn't have a turnover from the secondary, but Dave Santos knocks that ball loose and gives us the win at the end there. Very good start to the season. Now, this is going to be starting into conference now. Kentucky Wildcats got relegated last year from the SEC because they were the worst team. And they are way too good to be playing in this competition here. They're definitely the better team, and they should win this very handedly. Quarterbacked by Nathan Tobias, a former 5-star quarterback out of Paintsville, Kentucky. Tobias is a solid quarterback with decent accuracies and a good arm. Nothing crazy. Also, almost no noticeable mobility. If we keep him in the pocket, I think we'll be fine. If we collapse the pocket around him, we'll be fine, I think. Running back, this is the one to be scared about. Emmanuel Free. He looks really good. The elusiveness is pretty good. The break tackle rating honestly doesn't look great, but everything else, he even has a little bit of power in him, even though he's an elusive back, and he has plenty of speed. So Free is definitely the one to watch out for. Number 1 receiver, number 19, is Julius Angel, and he's a decent route runner, decent hands guy with decent athleticism, but there is honestly nothing spectacular about him, except maybe his ability to break a couple tackles after the catch. But he's very solid as a number 1 receiver, especially in this conference. Kevin Pryor, a 4-star receiver, is their number 2. Very good elusiveness. Honestly, very similar to the other receiver. Very similar route runner, very similar hands, very similar athleticism, very similar elusiveness. They have 2 receivers that look exactly the same. Number 1 tight end is Willie Rodriguez, 6'4", 240, out of Alexandria, Kentucky. And he's a very good pass catcher, even though he's not the most athletic tight end you'll ever see. But he's definitely good for a few third down conversions today. That 77 speed is something to be critical of as a Kentucky fan, but for us, that's good. The O-line for Kentucky honestly doesn't look too great. This is honestly not really an SEC offensive line, and again, I'm guessing that's probably why they got relegated. They got a couple of starters in the mid-80s for overall, but the left tackle, left guard combo, that's a weakness definitely, and we're hoping to abuse that. Kelvin Leiva should be able to maybe get a sack or 2 in this game, hopefully. Now, they have a crazy good pass rusher, Brian Robinson, with 85 power moves, 89 strength, 84 block shedding, and even the finesse moves is in the high 70s. This kid has honestly no weakness. Brian Robinson, somebody to watch out for off the edge. The other edge rusher, Tommy Ziesmer, doesn't look that much worse. Former 3-star, 85 power moves, 91 strength. The block shedding is a lot lower. 75 that's like the just the border where you would say this is acceptable, and if it were any lower, it would be actually like a reason to put him on the bench on 1st and 2nd down. Linebackers, we have a 95 overall here, Jacob Smith, and this kid looks ridiculous. He's a crazy good run stopper. He's not special in coverage, but 76 zone coverage, I mean, it should do the trick, and he's a pretty good athlete as well. So Jacob Smith, definitely somebody to watch out for. They have Devin Smith as well on this defense in the linebacking room out of Brunswick, Georgia. Devin Smith is a decent field general linebacker. The run stopping is very good, 99 tackling, and even the block shed is very high. The pass coverage, again, not great. So there might be a chance for us to maybe pass it over a little bit over the middle there, but we'll see. Trayvon Luck is a corner that Kentucky, yeah, that's their number 1 guy, and you can see why, man. He's not a great athlete or anything, but he's very solid in zone, very solid in man, and he's gonna get a lot better because he's just a sophomore. Nazir Addison is their number 2 corner, 90 man coverage. That press is pretty bad, honestly, and the zone coverage 65. Jesus, he's just living purely off his athleticism. If they ran man coverage with a couple guys like Addison, no problem, but with that zone coverage, that might be a liability. So I feel like Laredo State, even though we are definitely the underdog, we shouldn't be like blown out in this game, and I think we should have a chance, especially since this is also a home game. And so we're gonna open up the Sun Belt here with Cerdeño as a returner, and he shakes a couple guys and gets down to the 17-yard line. 83 yards to go, and John Suarez is gonna enter the game again as this offense's main pillar, I'd say. And he is the back on 2nd and 4, and he's gonna run it to the outside, tries to juke out the safety. Man, he almost got it. 19 yards on the play, and just like that, they're across midfield a couple plays later. 1st and 10, handed off to Cerdeño. Great blocking down the field. 9.5 for Cerdeño, and they move the chains again, but now it is 3rd and 5 a couple plays later, and Estrada is gonna overthrow his target by a mile. That was a little bit too high here. And 4th and 5, this is not field goal range, and they're just gonna go for it. They couldn't get anybody to jump, so they're just gonna go for it. And Lara can't make the catch, and it would have been right at the sticks. So this drive goes nowhere, but honestly, I stand behind the 4th down call. This was a good call. You have to go get the 1st down there because, well, I mean, they're starting inside their own field goal range. Or, well, not quite yet, but there was no way we were going to kick a field goal from there. Now, Kentucky does not waste any time and move the chains immediately, but nowhere to go for Nathan Tobias on that one. And Calvin Leyva is in the backfield. His first, I think it's probably going to be counted as a TFL because I think he wanted to run it. 3rd and 14, and that's going to be incomplete. And that was pretty lucky. That could have been a touchdown if he put it on the money there. A little bit underthrown by Tobias. And now this one should have been a pick 6. Oh, man. Offense is making a lot of mistakes here. Defense is looking pretty good so far. First quarter is almost over. The game is tied at 0. And this is trouble for the Ocelots defense. And they hit the ball down the seam there against cover 3. Great call by the Kentucky offense. Now, this is bad news. Calvin Leyva gets his apparently 2nd sack. I guess the first one was also a sack. And, yeah, he just rolls right into Calvin Leyva, and the left tackle he's a weakness. Now, we have 3rd and 18, and for some reason, the Ocelots allow a 20-yard completion to have the chains move and the drive continue. And now they are going to run it. And to the outside, that's gone. Touchdown, Kentucky. It's a 14-yard score. And the Wildcats waste no time here in the 2nd quarter. Finally get it done. And it only took a 3rd and 18 completion. Or, yeah, chain moving event, I guess. Oh, 0 blitz here for Estrada. And he does get it away. Rivera with a very nice catch. 7 yards right into the blitz. And now 2nd and 5 for Estrada. A few downs later, we're almost at midfield, and they're going to run it. Cerdeño with a very nice piece of running. 11 yards on the play. And now it's 3rd and 3. And this is still not field goal range with our kicker, but Cerdeño has a lot of room, and now we're in field goal range. Now the Ocelots are cooking. 3rd and 8, Estrada can't take a sack. Got to get the ball away. They set up the screen, and this one is caught by Cerdeño, and this is not going to be enough for the 1st down. 4th and 3, and they get somebody to jump, and that one's going to be coming back on Kentucky. That is bad news for the Wildcats. They had him off the field there. I don't think Laredo State would have ran a play there, and instead they're going to get a new set of downs. 2nd and 4, handed up. John John Suarez is into the end zone for the Ocelots. Touchdown. And they are tying up this game at 7. Kentucky didn't look great on that 4th down, and that is going to be enough to tie up the game at halftime. Very defensive football game so far, as the Ocelots can't really move the ball on the steal line that well. But of course, if you enjoyed the video, I would appreciate if you gave it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, as we're going to move into the second half of this game now. There is one entire half of football to play, and Kentucky wastes no time, 16 yards on the play for Emmanuel Free, and that's exactly what everybody was had to be worried about. And Tobias is getting sacked again. Calvin Leva gets the free sack there, because Tobias just rolled right into him on that pass attempt. I don't know why they keep making these rollouts to the left. It just doesn't work. And that's going to be a punt, and great field position, because that sack was a lot of lost yardage. So Estrada now from the midfield logo, but 3rd and 10. He doesn't have enough time to throw that one. 2 bad runs, and then it's a 3rd and long, and Estrada just doesn't have the time to complete that one. And on the other side, no issue for the Kentucky offense to move the ball, as Pryor has a catch, but then is shaken up on the play. 3rd and 3 for Tobias. He rolls to his left again, and wide open down the field. Should have been a touchdown, man. He does go down, but it's a massive completion into field goal range, and now this is trouble, as Kentucky now has to throw it, and it's intercepted. Dave Santos. He finished the game in week 1, and now he's got another turnover. He takes it away just as the Kentucky Wildcats were about to score. And Laredo State gets the ball back, and now this needs to be points here. You need to get points off turnovers to make it count. Because if you don't, then it's just like a punt. Yeah, a punt is fine, but if you get some points off the turnovers, it's kind of like a pick 3 or pick 6, I guess. So Estrada back out on the field, 2nd and 11, and Cerdeno fights ahead, breaks 3 tackles, and falls ahead for the 1st down marker. Are you kidding me? Did he really just do that? Cerdeno looking like a menace in the run game. And now they get somebody to jump, but no flag is down. And they're going to throw it to Rivero, who is going to have a 9-yard completion. And so far, Estrada only 4 of 11 on the day. All those long 3rd downs have been incomplete balls. It just doesn't work. But Suarez got 10 yards on the dot there to end the quarter. We now start into the 4th quarter. And Estrada is going to hand it off to Suarez again, who's just following his fullback. And he gets 9 yards on the play, as he's closing in on 100 yards on the day. And now Cerdeno is in the backfield. Trips to the left, but they're still going to run it. Cerdeno jukes out 1 safety, but too many guys there. Still gets the 1st down anyway. 3rd and 9. It's another tough 3rd down. They get somebody to jump. Free play for Estrada. They're going to set up the screen, and Suarez has a lot more room, and he almost made the safety jump, but there were a couple other guys to take him down anyway. So, yeah, we can just decline that penalty. We're down inside the 10, and now we're going to have to score and at least get a field goal. You can't turn it over here. Estrada motions over the tight end. I think that was Guillermo, and hand it off. Touchdown, Nick Vasquez. 1st touchdown on the season for the power back. And the Ocelots take a 14-7 lead. And now we'll see what Kentucky can do. So far, this Laredo State team looks great. Not on offense really, but that's to be expected. But the defense looks absolutely locked down, and just as I'm about to say that, they have a massive completion. Huge catch down the field, and that's in field goal range now, and they are going to take down the quarterback again. Tobias nowhere to go, and we have Valdez, and I think that's Ronaldo Sanchez in the backfield there. And Kentucky now tough 3rd and 13. Try to get a few yards to just make the field goal a little bit easier. But Tobias is sacked again. What are you doing? It's Ronaldo Sanchez in the backfield yet again. And the Ocelots just dropped him out of field goal range. The defense is showing up for Laredo State. They allowed a couple of big completions over the middle there in the second half, and then the one in the first half at the sideline there. But they managed to get him off the field without having them score any points. And that's going to be a punt, and the ball goes back to the Laredo State offense. But Cerdenio seems to be injured, and he's going to be taken out now. We're not going to see him again today. But Suarez is going to break a tackle. What a play. Shoves away that one defender and gets the first down. And now we're inside 2 minutes already because Laredo State is just a master at running down the clock. And they run it again there. And the timeout is taken by Kentucky. 1 left. Got to get the first down here, but they're going to run it. And Vasquez, nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. The timeout is taken by Kentucky. They get the ball back with about 1 minute and 40 seconds on the clock. And now Kentucky has to get the touchdown. And Tobias is sacked again, and he fumbles it away. Recovered by Laredo State. It's going to be a scoop and score. Emmanuel Valdez. And Laredo State just went up by 2 touchdowns. What are you doing? This one is, I'm not sure who that is. I think it's Vasquez, but no matter. This is a massive turnover. Another win that was forced by the Laredo State defense by forcing a fumble. Now, Kentucky did go get a touchdown after that, but the game was essentially over. They didn't have any timeouts anymore, and they scored that touchdown in what I consider is garbage time. Now, Estrada, again, not great stat line, but again, this was a very tough game. We had a lot of long third downs, a lot of passes. I think there were at least 4 or 5 passes in this game where he was just hit while he threw it and the ball fell to the ground. It's not inaccuracy. It's just, yeah, these are very tough opponents. So I'm not going to hold it against Wayne Estrada. Suarez, great day on the ground. 21 carries, 112 yards, 1 touchdown. Tavares Cerdenio, 18 carries for, I think it was 97 yards, no touchdowns, but crazy good game on the ground. Well, not crazy good, but crazy patient, I'd say. I guess that's the right term, I'd say. Patient, that's the right word. Yeah, we did shut down Kentucky. They had a few big plays, but they didn't capitalize on the one that they needed on because they took 2 sacks, and that knocked them out of field goal range. Gave the ball back to us, and we were able to run out the clock almost entirely to the 2-minute warning there. And yeah, Leiva, 3 sacks. It was to be expected that he gets in the backfield a couple times, but 3 sacks is pretty good. We had an interception there, and Vasquez, yeah, exactly. Vasquez was the one that forced the fumble. I didn't really see it exactly there, but yeah, Leiva gets player of the week, and deservedly so. He shed those blocks pretty quickly on the left tackle. He also created some more pressure. That was not, he didn't just have 3 pressures and 3 sacks. He created more pressure than that, and that's a very good start into the season. 2-0 against 2 very good opponents, and honestly the best opponent in the Sun Belt, that is Kentucky. Now, we are going to play Southern Miss, and this should be an easy win because this is definitely not as strong a team as we are. Marco Mateo is their quarterback. He's a decently accurate quarterback, but he does not really have that much throw power, and he also does not have great speed, so we'll see. J.Q. Gray, have played a couple of times against him, and yeah, definitely a good running back. Has some good elusiveness. The power is not really there. Actually, now that I think about it, that elusiveness doesn't look great, and the power looks even worse. He's honestly just a pure athlete. He does have a little bit of upside in the receiving game, honestly. Matt Nixon is their top receiver. Where's number 28? That is so disgusting, man. But can't do anything about it now. Great route runner, and the hands, very solid. Matt Nixon, definitely somebody to watch out for, but he doesn't have great athleticism. The thing is, our secondary also doesn't. We have not the greatest secondary. Like, not the greatest athletes in the secondary. Rashard Hilland is another player to watch out for. He's a great route runner, especially short and intermediate, but also deep 87 is pretty good. The hands, not quite as consistent as you want it to be, but yeah, and he definitely is very slow. The O-line, 76 overall at left tackle. That's not a good look. 78 overall at left guard. Not a good look. 79 overall at center, and that dude's injured, so his backup's going to be playing, so it's a 78 overall. Still no 80 overall player on the O-line. 61 overall at right guard. That is abysmal. I don't know who they are going to play there, but they do not have even one starter on the O-line that's 80 overall. And our D-line just absolutely destroyed the O-lines of Texas Tech and Kentucky. This is not going to end well for Southern Miss. They do have a few good players on defense as well, but the O-line is abysmal for Southern Miss, and therefore I do not expect their passing game to be any good, or the run game honestly either. This edge rusher here looks pretty good, but the other edge rusher is injured, so they have a horrible O-line and miss one of their two best pass rushers. How are they gonna win in the trenches in this game? The defensive tackle, Zay Lowry, that's a good start. He's healthy, he's a very good run stopper, and he has enough power. He's a decent pass rusher, actually a pretty good one at that size, and a pretty good athlete overall, I'd say. So Lowry, definitely somebody to watch out for, but one defensive tackle is not going to win you any games. Draymond Henry, middle linebacker, he looks pretty good. He's their best guy there. Good run stopper. That 79 block shot is pretty much higher than most linebackers have. The tackle rating is good. The power is good. He even can rush the passer a little bit. 70 zone coverage isn't half bad, but he only has 75 speed. So don't know how that's going to fit together. Dorian Kaplan is a 6'2", 227 linebacker out of Ohio with 81 zone coverage. That's pretty good, but the run defense for him is not really there, and he's also not a great athlete. He has some blitzing upside, I'll give you that, but that, I think it was 58 block shooting, is just horrible. And he doesn't even have 80 speed either. So the linebacking unit, well, they are technically fine players, they are just not good athletes. Top corner, Centario Willis is a good man cover corner with, actually 75 zone coverage. I would not call that decent. I would call it just acceptable, maybe, and not a great athlete either. Will James is their top free safety, 84 overall. I think their best DB with that as well, and he has 87 zone coverage, 98 catching. That is some pretty special stuff there. The man coverage is pretty bad, but if they played a lot of zone, I think Will James is going to be just fine. We have not played them either, but we're going to have our first game against them today, and this one is going to be a interesting one because this one is going to be in the rain. We're going to play in Mississippi, and the rain's pouring down. Don't know if that's good for Southern Miss, honestly, because their trenches are just so bad, and the receivers are not even anything spectacular. So how are you going to pass the ball if you have a horrid O-line, quarterback with very low throw power, not even good accuracies, and just two randomly generated receivers, man? I guess this is how. You get a 16-yard completion to start the game, I guess, as they are going to motion over the slot receiver now, but it's a play-action shot and nowhere to go. Ronaldo Sanchez already beat the right guard, and badly at that. Sanchez in the backfield, 2nd and 19 coming up. Southern Miss already behind the sticks. Now let's see how this is going to end on the set of downs. They get a 6-yard run on 2nd down, but now it's 3rd and 13. And the pressure is coming in and wide open, man. They ran a 0 blitz, 15 yards. Marco Mateo gets it done. And now this is the edge of field goal range. So let's see. Southern Miss. Marco Mateo dumps it over the middle, but that's not going to be enough for a first down. And not even close. And it's also 59 yards for the field goal try from here. And it did have the length, but it is no good. It is wide right. And Southern Miss comes up empty and gives the ball back with great field position. 3rd and 2. Suarez runs into a wall. Nowhere to go. 4th and 1 coming up, and this is midfield, so we are going for it. Trips to the right. Close bunch, actually, and Suarez just gets ahead. Gets about 5 yards on the play and moves the chain. 3rd and 5 for Wayne Estrada. In the pouring rain, he has to pass it now. And Lara, massive drop. Unreal stuff. You cannot drop that one. Are you kidding me? You were wide open. Even in the rain, you gotta catch that one. And the punt is down and out of bounds at the 1-inch yard line. Marco Mateo standing deep in his own end zone. And they do get out of there. They get 6 yards on the run, man. But Jesus Christ. Ronaldo Sanchez is the defensive tackle against the center. Man, he didn't get there. And the pass rush couldn't show up. 8-yard gain for Marco Mateo on the pass. 3rd and inches. Move the tight end. Run it with the quarterback. And that was a horrible idea. Jose Castillo on the middle linebacker blitz. He gets him. And Southern Miss, 4th down again. And this is great field position now because they pinned him so deep in their own half. Now Cerdeno, what a juke move! Unreal stuff there. That is a crazy good 17-yarder for Tavares Cerdeno. And now they go empty backfield for Estrada. Trips to the right, and the ball is caught for a 4-yard gain by Machado, but it's 4th down. He didn't get the first down. So they're going to run it again, and Suarez up the middle. And he makes a subtle movement, gets around the safety, and it's a first down. Now 3rd and 14 after a couple of very bad runs. Estrada is going to throw it over the middle. Touchdown! It's Cardoza. Chris Cardozo into the end zone, and the Ocelots score first. It's 7-0. And Southern Miss, they have to start getting going. As Cardoza, he's the number 4 receiver on this team. He doesn't see that much playing time, but he got open there over the middle on the crossing pattern. And now it's 3rd and 10 for Mateo, and he's getting sacked again. It's Leiva in the backfield along with Vasquez. And that's going to be yet another 3 and out, and Southern Miss punts the ball back. Great field position because of that sack. Estrada scrambles away from the edge rusher, and he just turns upfield and gets what he can. First down, Laredo State. Fullback checks into the game, and they are going to hand it off to Suarez again, and he jukes it back to the cutback lane there and has a nice run. 9 yards on the play. 2nd and 9 coming up. Estrada has Tavares Cerdeno in the backfield. He's going to hand it off there. What a juke move. Gets about 7 yards on the play. We're inside 2 minutes now. The game is going by so quickly because both teams are running it a lot. 3rd and 2. Cerdeno, touchdown. Laredo State up by 2 touchdowns. And Southern Miss, they are not looking great. They have not been able to move the ball on offense very much. And they have now about 1 minute and 15 seconds on the clock to try and change that. 2nd and 4, Mateo. 4-man pressure. He's got some time. He's going to step up, and he's going to deliver the throw to the sideline. What a play to George Good. 1st and 10 for Marco Mateo. 4-man pressure again. He's got the time, and that's good again. And he has the first down on that one as well. So timeout taken by Southern Miss. And now they're close to field goal range. 44 seconds on the clock. There should be enough time. And he's going to throw an interception. What are you doing? It's Jamichael Pena for the Ocelots. And Laredo State now has the ball. 21 seconds on the clock still for Estrada. And he is going to get almost sacked again. The ball falls incomplete. And they are going to punt it away after that one. But there's 5 seconds on the clock. And they're just going to take a shot down the field. And it is going to be knocked away by, I think that was Santiago Rodriguez. So no points added after the Ocelots touchdown. And yeah, so far -7 rushing yards for Southern Miss. I think that's enough said about this game. Let's move on to the 3rd quarter. Time of possession, also enough said about this game. The offense is running the ball very well, and Suarez gets a 9-yard gain on this one. Very efficient offense so far from Laredo State. They don't pass it much, and that's probably a good idea, as Suarez has another 8-yard run. They're just collecting those, and now he is closing in on 100 yards on the day. 3rd and 2, and Suarez didn't get it this time. 4th and inches, but it's the 48-yard line, so gotta go for it here. Hand it off to Cerdeno. They made it look like they were gonna pass with receiving back in the backfield, but they were gonna run it and get the first down. Estrada has the 0 blitz, and that's gonna be a first down. Great play call, throwing it right into the blitz there by the quarterback as well. That was very good execution. Estrada is gonna have a play action shot, and that one's good, and that's Johnny Machado on the catch, and that's gonna be a very big first down, moving them into the red zone. 2nd and 9, handed off to Cerdeno. 8 yards on the play, works like a charm almost every time. 3rd and 1, 2 tight ends on the field. Suarez is the back, handed off, and that's going to be a first down, and Suarez is going to fall into the end zone. Touchdown, Laredo State. And now it's 21-0, and Southern Miss, they have now some work to do, because they have not been able to move the ball all game long, and they now need 3 touchdowns to just tie up this game. Not even take the lead, just tie it up. They gonna run it here. That was a very good first play. Now it's 1st down and 10, and they're gonna pass it, and they're gonna almost get the first down here. That's a 9-yard completion from Mateo, who now has 100 yards passing on the day. In this pouring rain, they keep throwing it, but now they're gonna pass it and hand it off. And Levi's right there for a massive TFL. Now 3rd and 6. That's gonna be pretty tough compared to the 2nd and 3 or whatever they had, and this is not going to be enough. 4th and inches, and they are actually going to punt it away, even though they were right there at midfield. You gotta get it, man. And Suarez makes 2 people miss that were blitzing. Gets the first down, and he's 2 yards shy of 100, I think. Now Cerdeno gets the handoff, jukes out the safety. What a play! 13 yards. Cerdeno pretty efficient on the day as well. Close bunch to the right for Estrada. They are going to throw it here on 3rd and 5, and this one is going to be incomplete as Vela can't hang on in the pouring rain. And they are going to punt it away. No points on the board for Laredo State on that possession, but look who's going down again, Emmanuel Valdez with the instant pressure. That was very quick by Valdez, and now it's 2nd and 16. What are you going to do? Mateo with a tough 2nd down here. They go 11 personnel, trips to the left, and Mateo is going to scramble, and he gets a lot of the yardage back, slides with a yard to go. 3rd and 1 after a 15-yard run. That was pretty bad by the Laredo State defense, and they're going to hand it off again, and making people miss by just running in a straight line is Southern Miss on this play. 3rd and 10 now after a couple bad runs. That you're outside of field goal range, you gotta throw it, and incomplete as Valdez has another QB pressure. 4th and 10, gotta go for it. This is the middle of the 4th quarter now, and Mateo is gonna let it go, and he has a drop by his number 1 receiver. Turnover on downs at around midfield. 3rd and 3 for Suarez, and the blocking is not set up at all. That's gonna be a 2-yard loss. Great defense by Southern Miss to get him off the field, but that's even more minutes off the clock. Now 5 minutes left in the game for Southern Miss, and Mateo throws it away on time. 4th and 10. Could have been even worse if he had gotten sacked there, as the pressure was getting in again. 4th and 10 for Mateo, and the blitz, the pressure is coming in again. There was no blitz, and Sanchez almost gets another sack. So that's going to be great field position now for Laredo State, and they're just going to keep running the football. Cerdeno with the juke moves, man. It looks so good. It's so much fun. They don't get the first down, but they do get a little bit of yardage to make this field goal a little bit easier, and it's going to be good. Laredo State up by 24 now, and Southern Miss has yet to get on the board. Mateo throws it over the middle. This one's caught, and there's a lot of running room. 21 yards to George Good again. That kid was not on my radar at all. He's slot right now. And they are going to pass it again, 3rd and 10. Now they're going to throw it to the left slot and over there. That's a great deflection by Anthony Carvajal, the free safety. 4th and 10. Got to go for it again. And Mateo is throwing it up. 2-on-1 coverage and knocking it away. That's a turnover on downs. Forced by Santiago Rodriguez, the number 2 corner on this team. 1st and 10 now for Cerdeno, and he's got a massive lane up the middle. Could park a bus in there. And he gets up to 2nd and inches. And a couple downs later, they are almost in field goal range now. Gonna run it. Nowhere to go, and there's an injury. John Suarez looks to be shaken up. And we're going to 3rd and 5 now as Estrada has Vela slot right. Gonna throw it. Estrada gets it to Vela. He gets the first down. And John Suarez suffered a torn pec. He will miss the rest of the season. We just lost our number 1 weapon on offense. The game is over. That last catch by Vela was getting it done. But even though we're 3-0, it doesn't feel like the season is going to go very far anymore. Mateo had a horrible day at the office. So much pressure. Unreal stuff. Estrada, I feel like he had a great day. I know the completion percentage doesn't say it, but this was a rain game. There were a couple drops. There were a couple passes, again, where he got hit during the throwing motion. Suarez, he got to 100 yards on that exact play, and now he's done for the season. Cerdeno, very good game on the ground, but he is not a feature back. So I don't know how to fix this. We will see. But this is putting a damper on things. We did not pass the ball much, so it's expected for us to not have many good results there, or many like 100 yards receiver. But actually, in fact, we didn't even have a 25-yard receiver in this game. We did have a couple of very critical drops there by Lara and by Vela. I think we could have ran up the score even more, but this rain game made it very tough. We won in the trenches, and that's why we ran it, and that's good enough. But I don't know. Suarez was the key ingredient to win on offense, and he is now done for the season. I don't know how to fix this. We got 4 sacks on defense, even though it felt like we were in the backfield on every single play. We got 1 pick by Jamichael Pena. That was pretty good, but John Suarez. That is so disappointing. I hope he doesn't declare. 86 overall, usually don't declare, but he's done for the season, man. And Tavares Cerdeno is just not a feature back. Neither is Nick Vasquez. He doesn't have the athleticism. He's just a pure power back that you put in 3rd and 1. We have a true freshman 4-star running back, and he's not ready. This is bad news, but I guess we'll see next episode how it's gonna go. We're gonna continue in Sunbelt play. I hope it goes well for us. But not feeling great about the season anymore, even though we are 3-0, the one of 2 unbeaten teams in the conference. We're 2-0 in conference. We are not only the one of 2 unbeaten teams in conference, we are also the only team to have 2 wins in conference without any losses. So far, we have been playing great. The defense has been showing up. I think the way to win still, it will be on defense. The D-line needs to show up. If the D-line doesn't show up, I think the season is done. But yeah, the defense has been showing up so far. There's no reason why they wouldn't. We don't have any injuries right now. So I have good hopes, but it definitely puts a damper on things here with the Suarez injury. And I hope he comes back for his junior season and only declares after that season, because we can't leave it like that, man, with Suarez. now that's gonna do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe for more Laredo State Dynasty. See you in the next episode. Until then, have a great day.